Hello everyone out there and welcome to my channel. I'm coming on today because I need to talk to everybody about some recent things that I have dealt with people, and I want to get out my shadow cards so that I can explain some stuff to you all out there. Now, you know that shadow work is very important for anyone on the planet. I don't know how or if you have done any shadow work out there, but I don't know if you're aware exactly of what that is. Welcome, my family, my friends, my tribe, and anyone new tuning in. I am so happy for your presence on my channel. Before I go any further, I need you to hit that subscribe button. I think it's over here on the side of the video. When you click on the description, I think it pops up over here. And if you could hit that notification bell, I would really appreciate it. And right down here below me, if you could hit that like button, I would so appreciate it. And go ahead and click that comment box and tell me how you feel after you watch this video. Ask me a question, interact with me. I will respond to your comments out there. And I do care about everyone out there, everyone that comes to my channel. This is such important work that I do here for everyone. Now listen, people don't seem to understand that there are some things going on within all of you out there. Everybody on the planet. It does not discriminate. It does not mean to aggravate, but it definitely does. So this is about your dark side. Now, people don't understand when I tell them that they have a dark side. I do these cards and I always say, is your dark side leading you? Are you falling into the dark side? That is about your shadow work. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. This is for all my signs out there, but that is to do with your shadow work. It doesn't matter what sign you are. Everybody has shadow work they have to do. And that, my friends, is you taking the time to address anything that's happened to you in this physical body that you live in. That's right. This is your physical body right here, okay? Your vessel is your physical body. Your emotional body is your emotional part of you that suffers trauma. It goes through everything, just like your physical body does. But emotionally, things that happen in our life, it doesn't matter what it is you've been through. It doesn't matter whether you've been through abuse as a child, abuse as an adult. It doesn't matter if you have been heartbroken. It doesn't matter if you have been stepped on, physically beat up, mentally put down. Anything that you have gone through in your life that has created trauma is what shadow work is about, my friends, my family, my tribe. Shadow work is very important. Without shadow work throughout your lifetime, and it depends on, people and when they want to recognize that they have this going on in their life, okay? I mean, everybody out there in existence has suffered trauma of some kind or another. And I'm sorry that you have. But your shadow work is what we say it really helps you to be able to become a better person. It puts your soul in the place that it's supposed to be in within you. Because if you do not address things that have happened to you throughout your life, traumas, it doesn't matter whether it's your physical body, your emotional body, or your spiritual body. That's right. There's 3 of you. I'm always saying stuff like that, so I guess you guys will really understand what I mean more now when I say that. Let me repeat that for you. Your physical vessel, your emotional vessel, which is a huge, intricate work. What goes on in your mind to work through things and to shield you, to protect you, to make different yous, to deal with situations out there? That is a huge, complex situation that goes on emotionally for anybody to make it through to the next venture in their life, make it through the next side, to get out of that darkness and come out and see the light. And that spiritual body of yours, that spiritual body takes a whipping all the time. You're always praying. You're always praying to the gods. You're always begging for the inner light to pop out so that you can see what is going on and what is this happening and and your connection and how you feel. That is another whole entire part of you that is in existence. There is so much that goes on to run you, to make you be okay, to keep you here, to make your emotional self, your spiritual self, and your physical self not be at odds with each other. You see, the shadow work that many of us talk about is to do with healing those traumas that you have been through in your life. I know many of you would rather sweep them and not deal with them, right? And that's totally understandable. I get that. But there's going to come a point in your life where you are going to wish and you are going to begin to looking into, why do I behave this way? Why is it when this happens, I lash out in this way? Why is it I down myself? Why is it I build myself up so high? What are all these expectations that I hold and that I pray for and that I think about and that I strive for physically? What is all that? Why is that happening to me? And why am I in so much of a way about certain things? That is because either some of you out there understand what I'm saying and you have gone to the deepest, darkest realms of the corners and the crevices and the little in your mind and about your body. I mean, some of us are very, very brutal to ourselves. Some of us abuse our bodies on a daily basis. It doesn't matter whether you are doing things that are, you have people who starve themselves, you have people who mutilate themselves, you have people who do things because of the pain they are in, because of the suffering they go through. And Lord knows how much you beat yourself up spiritually. Sometimes I know people out there with the way you're raised, sometimes you must be terrified. You must be absolutely terrified that I did this and I did wrong. Or this happened to me, and what is it that I did to make that happen to me? You see, that shadow work, that uncovers all of those things. It's almost like getting this beautiful old, super, super old dresser out, right? It's got cobwebs on it and it's got dust on it that's so thick, maybe not that thick, but I mean, and as you start to wipe it and clean it and maybe even have to take it outside and blow it off in the outside, and you start to see how beautiful this vessel is. You have things in there that are cobweb, that are just in there, and you are refusing to ever let them go. That relationship that just ended over there that you had, it ended because, well, that person possibly too, but you quite possibly didn't do enough shadow work, or you didn't do any, or you've never even heard of it before in your life. That person that you treated so ill way back in school or just the other day, how you thwarted them. It's because you were in your mind about something that triggered a thought that brought you back to a time when you are thusly not who you present yourself to be. Now, my friends, everyone out there, it is so important for you to understand how deep This truly runs for everybody. You can deny it and you can deny it and you can deny it. But one day, without warning, it will creep up, and even the people around you. I don't care if it's a family you have made. I don't care if it's a group of friends. I don't care what it is. They're not going to understand you. They're not going to understand where you're coming from, and they're not going to understand who this person is that is in front of them, that is presenting themselves as this when they've always been something else. That's because you've been able to mask out that trauma. You've been able to sweep it under the rug for so long out there. This is so important that all of my people understand this. These things, these cards, these rituals, these ceremonies that people like me do, they help us. They help us to keep our mind in check. I always talk about accountability. I always talk about certain things. And everybody out there should kind of recognize that those things are what gives you that as good as it gets in your life. That work that you do, that therapy that you go through that doesn't ever seem to end. But the whole idea of stuff like that is to get to the root of what has caused your life to just become in a shambled up mess because you cannot control these things, these abuses that happen to you throughout your whole life. And you have no idea, probably, that something happens and it triggers you. You could read something, you could hear something, you could be where something is occurring. It could be something that is said in your relationship. It could be something that is said from your kid, your relative. Listen, when that trigger comes to you and gets you, I'll tell you, you know very well yourself that when you go to the mirror that day, nothing you say is catapulting you up in your frequency. Nothing you do is picking you up. Because you're all wrapped up in that past that was a year ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 4 months ago, 2 weeks ago. Because you haven't dealt with it. You didn't work on it. You didn't recognize it. I'm here today to tell you there is so much of a better way for you to continue on. And that is exactly what you need to do, my friends. You need to, I go to the library, I get books, physical books that I can feel and hold in my hands, that I can read, that I can get a feeling, an emotion from. I don't get that. I don't get that from this when I read. I don't get that same feeling. I know you probably think I'm crazy out there because you have to do it how you do it. If this gives you that feeling, then read on here about it. Read about your shadows, your 3 selves that you are, your 3 personas, the things that make you who you are. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. You need to have an emotional purge, a physical purge, and a spiritual purge so that you can become powerful, so that you can let go of that past that holds you back and that creeps in when you don't even expect it. You don't even realize it until all of a sudden you're looking at yourself. I'm going to use an analogy out there. You know how you get up in the morning right now and you get yourself together and you look all good and you're trying so hard right now. The way you know the darkness has taken over you, the way you know your shadow has creeped back in, is how you will stop caring about how you look, how you will stop caring about praying, and being in touch. How you will stop caring about how you feel emotionally. Just like, oh, I don't even want to think about it. Ugh. You won't take care of your body. You'll be dressing in very, I don't know how else to say it, frumpy clothes, maybe even sitting in your pajama pants all day and an awful t-shirt you slept in the night before. I don't know. These little things are how you know that dark side has creeped in. They're how you know it. But you're not going to see it. Your best friend is going to have to say to you, what is wrong with you? Your lover, your husband, your brother, your sister out there, my watchers, watch your friends, watch your family. Please watch yourself. Do not get sucked down by triggers that pull up that trauma, that abuse, that neglect that you went through. You've come a long way, my friends. Don't you dare let that creep back into your life right now. And when you out there, you see it happening to somebody, say something and help them. Please. You're a connected being. You're awake. You're aware. You're on a tarot channel watching a crazy lady rant about things that I shouldn't even have to tell you about because you should know. I know you know how to achieve elevation. I know you know how to raise your frequency and vibe. I know you know how to do that for your fellow person, whether it be a relative, a friend, or somebody you don't even know. Please do not stand idly by and watch anyone get sucked into the dark side, let alone yourself. Bring up shadow work. I mean, they probably won't look at it like they'll probably, a therapist, And I'm not downing any therapist because therapists are great for people. People need them. I'm just saying to you that you don't have to have therapy to work through something. You can have a different way of therapy. You can go to a psychic. You can go to a counseling service. You can go to a group and talk. There's so many things that you can do to help you stay free. Speaking of free, your free will prevail over all of this. Your free will, hopefully, will be the one that brings you into the light to where you will decide to do that one day, to where you will realize how important this shadow work is, to where you realize spirit is here to help you. A time for spirit. Spirit is always speaking to you out there. And spirit is telling you right now, please, please take care of you and do that work so those traumas don't rear their ugly head when you least expect it, especially when things are going really good for you out there. You need to be about all of it. Mind, body, and soul. Spiritual, physical, and mental. Emotional. It is the emotional part. You've heard it before. Your mind will fight with your heart. Your mind, heart, and body will fight with each other. That is because of all of these things. And I know that you can do it, my friend. So I am rooting for you. And I am never, ever trying to tell you that you can't do it because I know you can. I'm always praying for you, and I am always hoping that you come out on this beautiful, sparkling side to where you can see all of these wonderful paths that are just waiting on you to go down. So help heal any of those things that you have been through. I will not say any more about it. I love you all so much, and I'm always praying for you. And if you would like to leave me a comment, if you would like to say anything at all, please do. I will respond to you out there. This is a very important thing that we are talking about right now. Your dark and light side are always in a battle. and you are going to prevail. All of you. I will see you real soon out there, and take this message to heart. See ya.